50, 45, there goes Davis.
Oh my God!
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of The Dream Wager, episode 576. Today is Wednesday, October the 15th, 2025. Okay, we got a stacked show for everyone today. How you doing today on a Wednesday?
I'm doing pretty good, Dill. Pretty good. Beautiful October day today. Not for nothing. Beautiful day. Got NBA right around the corner. We got gonna go talk some basketball. Got some football action, Dill. Let's get into it.
Yeah, it's that time of the year where you wake up and it's a little crisp, but around afternoon, 1, 2, maybe 3 o'clock, it starts to get a little nice out a little bit. So, yeah, it's the best time of the year. I think October is probably one of the best months in all of the calendar year. So, thank you for everyone joining us. Yeah, like Elvis said, we got a huge slate to talk about. We're going to recap Sunday Night Football, the doubleheader on Monday. Brian Callahan getting fired. We got NFL power rankings. I am very interested to see where your head is at there. We'll talk about Thursday Night Football picks and props between the Steelers and the Bengals. We are less than a week away from the NBA regular season. It starts next Tuesday. We'll break down the Western Conference this week. Next episode, we'll do Eastern Conference, any awards, whether it's most improved, six-man, coach of the year. We'll do our finals picks as well. So got some division winners, got some teams to make the playoffs, win total bets for today. We got postseason. I mean, holy shit, it's a different Mariner team. I mean, taking a 2-0 lead against the Blue Jays, Dodgers up 2-0 as well against the Brewers. So looking like a sweep here for both teams. So we'll look at 2 games for tomorrow to end the show. But, Kid, I do want to start Sunday Night Football. Chiefs take care of business at home, -2.5. They win outright 30-17. I think I said it a week ago. I know that recording it prior, they were 2-3. Everyone's like, "Oh, they might be in trouble. They might miss the playoffs. They're past their prime." No, Patrick Mahomes still might be the best fucking quarterback in the league. He is just fine. Defense is turning around. Steve Spagnuolo's getting the boys ready. They're getting healthier. Rashid Rice, their best receiver, is coming back after this week. Juju had a pretty good game, riling some guys up. And to be honest, I thought they ran the ball well. I thought this was one of the best games they ran the ball for the Chiefs, and it was against a good defense in Detroit. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes, he was fantastic. 22 for 30, 3 touchdowns, only sacked 3 times. He was fantastic. His rushing prop went over. We talked about that, but yeah, Chiefs 3-3 now, and they're getting healthy.
Yeah, I think by far might be the most impressive win out of week 6. You know, Detroit was riding high, winning 4 straight. What we were saying, number 1 football through the first 5 weeks of football in NFL history, offensively wise. I'm surprised how not flat how the lines look, but also how well that defense for the Kansas City Chiefs played as well. So give credit. You know, Jared Goff didn't play awful in my opinion. You know, some people got a lot of questions about that opening drive.
He got robbed.
I would agree he got robbed, but to be honest, I think the game still would have been decisive. Chiefs would have won the game. So I was surprised how well they was able to slow down the run. Jahmyr Gibbs, 17 carries, 65 yards. David Montgomery, we saw the monster games he's been having these previous weeks, only held to only 24 yards. So they contained the running game. They contained Amon St. Brown, only nine receptions to only 45 yards. So I think the defense was the key. But like you were saying, offensively, the most maybe not probably the best they looked all season, honestly. How well this Chiefs offense looked. And like you alluded to, now they get their best offensive weapon back in Rashid Rice. So the fact that they look this good without him is going to be interesting to see how well they play with their number one target back. So very impressive win by the Kansas City Chiefs.
Very impressive at home, and this is a tough team to be in Arrowhead. And when they're this disciplined, zero penalties for the Kansas City Chiefs. When they don't shoot themselves in the foot and you're going against the refs, this is a hard team to beat. So a lot of teams they shoot themselves in the foot. Trust me, I watch a dumpster fire every week in the Jets.
Yeah, you gotta
But
know.
this team, they don't shoot themselves in the foot and they just hang around. They hang around until they wind up winning. And thought it was a good overall team. Shout out Javonte Williams. Finally, a really good game from him. But outside of that, man, I didn't think Jared Goff played bad, but it just really wasn't enough. I thought the defense was the story for the Kansas City Chiefs, getting it out there. I mean, they were 5 for 11 on third down. They really weren't good on third down as well. No turnovers either. It was a clean slate for both teams, but I just thought Kansas City was the better team that night. So I still think highly of the Lions. I still think they're a really good team, but yeah, Chiefs were definitely the story Sunday night. Let's go to Monday. We'll start with the first game. We'll go chronological order. Atlanta Falcons take care of business at home, +4.5, plus money line. Keep the points. They were the right side. I mean, this is a dome team. We talk about Carolina about being a home team and betting on them at home. I think this Atlanta Falcons is one of another team where at home we want to bet them. Outside on the road, I would be worried about backing them, but what a game for Bijan Robinson. I mean, 19 carries, 170 yards. We get there with our prop. I think it was 73. We said it on the show as. So he went over by almost 100. It was just an all-around great game. I thought Michael Penix played good. He was only sacked twice, 250 yards. I thought he outplayed Josh Allen, and I think the story had to have been the defense. Only 4 sacks on Josh Allen, but he was pressured all night. He wasn't able to do anything. I thought they had a good game on the ground with James Cook, but never really any of those explosive runs that we saw earlier in the season. I mean, his longest rush was 14 yards. Joshua Palmer was their leading receiver, and it was honestly just that big catch that he had in the beginning of the game. Outside of that, Drake London torched him up. This defense is banged up. They're going into their bye now, so hopefully they get healthy. But that's 2 in a row for Buffalo they lost.
Yeah, the only thing I think you broke it down perfectly. The only thing I would say is only 4 sacks. The 4 sacks, especially for this Atlanta's team, that's pretty damn great.
Number 1 rated defense in the league this year. I think it's a little mistelling, but this is a different team.
It's definitely a different team, Dill. What we said, what we alluded to on Sunday night, Dill. We both was on Atlanta plus the points. Why? Because this is a totally different defense. We saw Buffalo struggle. Remember, let's not forget. I'm gonna keep saying it. They couldn't cover against the Dolphins. Couldn't cover against the Saints at home. They got upset by the Patriots and Buffalo. Now I just wasn't confident in the Bills going into Atlanta.
Yeah.
Took the plus 3.5. You was on it early on. Still, Michael Penix just flat out outplayed Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Michael Penix flat out outplayed the MVP of the National Football League. Deal. So give credit to Michael Penix Jr. Give credit to Bijan Robinson. I think Drake London might have had a career day. I'm not sure what was his highest total, but 158 is definitely up there. So, and not for that, he almost had 2 touchdowns. What a play to end the first half. Sucks that they couldn't get away with points, but what a play by Drake London. If I'm Buffalo, I think this is the perfect spot for them to go into the bye week. Losing 2 straight. James Cook, honestly, he's been very bright. He's been, honestly, besides Josh Allen, the only offensive weapon who's been consistent. I agree with you. If during this bye week, if I'm the Buffalo Bills, I'm making phone calls. I'm trying to get me a true number 1 wide receiver. If I'm I might be calling the Eagles for AJ
I was
Brown.
just gonna say, go get AJ Brown.
So I'm gonna make some calls if I'm Buffalo this week. It's clearly, Joshua Palmer being our leading receiver, that's not a recipe for success. Shakur, I like Shakur. I think he's a great slot guy, but he's not a number 1 guy. So Dalton Kincaid honestly been the most consistent offensive threat on the outside, and look how poor the offense looked without him. So I'm a little concerned with Buffalo just because on the outside, when needed, when you need that first down, who can you rely on to be that outside threat? Right now, I don't see one. I
Yeah.
don't see one. So great game from Atlanta. Give them a lot of credit. Offensively, defensively, they showed up. Atlanta's 3-2. Hey,
Yeah. Atlanta's 3-2 right now. I thought they were great on defense. Buffalo 2 for 9 on third down. It's not gonna win you games.
that's what I
Tot-
mean. If you have that number one receiver, if you have an AJ Brown, you could just throw it up to him. He's gonna calm down with the ball. He
total yards 291 for Buffalo to 443. I mean, they almost outgained them by 200 yards. The game wasn't close. I mean, they barely got that touchdown to start the second half, Buffalo. Outside of that, they didn't really do anything. So it was a bad the two turnovers were crucial as well. I know he tried to force the interception late in the game that kind of sealed it as well. They blocked a field goal as well. Time of possession was Atlanta. They just dominated the game, I thought.
yeah. They look
Truthfully.
like the better team,
They did.
and I don't think they are. But for any given, what was to say, any given Sunday, Atlanta
Yeah.
was the better team.
Yeah. So shout out Atlanta. We get there with our prop of the week, and we also get there with the best bet for the show, Atlanta plus the points. Let's go to the second game. The Bears 25, Redskins 24. They get their revenge off the Hail Mary from last year.
The Bears.
Back-to-back games decided by 1 point for the Bears and the Redskins. These matchups wind up becoming very close contested games this late season, but honestly, the bye helped them.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Caleb Williams played pretty well, if I'm being honest. 252 yards, 17 for 29. This was a DeAndre Swift game, though. 14 carries, over 108 yards. He was averaging over 7 yards per carry. He led the team in rushing and receiving, 2 catches for 67 yards and a touchdown. He had that 55-yard long touchdown. And yeah, I thought Jaden Daniels played okay. Outside of that one interception, outside of that one interception, I thought he played pretty well, and the fumble. But you like to see it. You know, he is a leader. After the game, he did come out and say, you know, that one is on me. I lost track. I lost focus for a split second, and I didn't get the handoff cleanly. And, you know, he was the leader. He put it on him. But, yeah, I didn't love the game from the Washington Commanders, but, you know, I was nervous for Jake Moody. Honestly, the game winner on the line. If he misses this, they might cut him and he might not ever play in the NFL, but he hits it and they do wind up winning the game. So shout out the Bears. They came out, they fought. Washington was ahead mostly the whole game, but 9 points in the fourth quarter winds up winning the game for them. And now they're 3-2.
Yeah, if you didn't watch the game, you'd be like, wow, the Bears won this game. Commanders are clearly the much better team throughout the 60 minutes. I'm going to say Commanders was a better team for about 58 minutes of it. And, you know, give credit for Chicago for pulling one off, you know, with the fumble mishap midfield in the rain. It happened. So, like you said, I'm glad that Jaden Daniels just owned up to it. It's not going to happen often, people. So, shout out Chicago for taking care of business. But game ball has to go to Jake Moody, Dale. 4 for 5 with a game winner. I don't think the kid ever went 4 for 5 in his career up in the 49ers.
Maybe in college.
Yeah, maybe in college. But in San Francisco, Dale, we saw him miss extra points. He was struggling. Now, it's good to see that he might have just found a home for Chicago. I think he got at least the remainder of the year as job security after a game-winning kick on the road, especially after last year's sour taste in the mouth. So I think Caleb Williams played well. Not for none. I think Ben Johnson might just be the recipe Caleb Williams needed, though. You can't lie. These past couple of weeks, he's been impressive. He's been better.
It didn't start well. It didn't start well, but the last few games have been better. I'll admit that.
We've seen the best these past few weeks, honestly, and he's trending up. DeAndre Swift has been running the ball well. We saw him make a huge play pass catching as well. And not for nothing, though, we understand DJ Moore hasn't been heavily involved, but it's a good weapon to have. Roman Duza had a quiet day. Burden the third, he had himself a good day as well. So it's glad to see, even without your, you know, 2 superstar wide receivers, you're able to pull off a game like this. So great win for Ben Johnson, great win for the Bears. And for the other side with Washington, I'm not really too concerned. Yes, I'm 3-3 right now, but hey, the Eagles just lost 2 straight as well. So if I'm Washington, I'm not too concerned. Jaden Daniels will be just fine. I think besides the fumble, dude, I think he played pretty damn well. I don't know, honestly, through the pick, but 19 for 26, 211, 3 tutties in the rain. I'll take that any given day. So, and let's not forget, people. No, Debo had a quiet day. No scary Terry. They did him with multiple injuries, so I think Washington would be just fine. Let's see where Noah Brown and scary Terry back, how this offense functions. But like Dylan said, we got there with the best bet. Chicago's plus 5.5, and then we got there. Just needed one ball. Kind of sweated it a little bit, but we got there with the player prop, Luke McCaffrey, over 20.5 receiving yards. He got a tutty.
I was about to say what a sweat that was, but you do hit it. So yeah, if you listen to us on Sunday night, we were cashing everywhere, both games. I thought we had a really good read on all the games. So
it's not often, but it happens that we sweep the board.
Exactly.
Swept the board on Sunday night. Well,
Washington 3-3. They're still in second place. They had an opportunity to become 4-2 and be tied with Philadelphia for first place. Chicago 3-2. They are technically in last place. Minnesota does have the tiebreaker, but I was about to say the NFC North is stacked. They are stacked right now. Honestly, Green Bay is technically in first place with the tie. I don't want to harp on it because people will say if they listen to the pod and are loyal listeners, Redskins probably owned every category, total yards. I did think the 3 turnovers kind of hurt them. You can't turn the ball over 3 times and wind up winning the game.
That's why I started with, if you watch the game, Washington were clearly the better team. It just swung the other way. The one thing on the Chicago side that they should clean up, 9 penalties for 84 yards. Got to clean it up a little bit. But outside of that, they did sneak away with a win. So, yeah, it's a big win on the road, especially after losing a Hail Mary last year. That's 3 in the road for the Bears. They beat the Cowboys. They beat the Raiders. They beat the Redskins. Now they come back home and they play the Saints. So, they could muster up 4 wins in a row, the Bears. We're looking live for the win total now. Looking live for the win total. But, yeah, that's about it. And then, honestly, we had some news on Tuesday, yesterday after Monday Night Football. I asked you straight up, who's going to be the first coach to be fired, Brian Callahan or Mike McDaniel? And you were like, hey, honestly, probably Mike McDaniel because, they have more expectation. Tua's out here calling out the coach. Meanwhile, he's the quarterback. He should be leading, but I digress. Honestly, he issued an apology today. Did you see that? Tua?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I got to read
it. That's a soft move.
Management came down.
I mean, it's just an ultimate bad vibes team at this point. Let me read it to you. I had it. He goes, I made a mistake. Quote, I made a mistake. We talk about a lot. We gotta get this going. Come in excited for work every day and forget about the noise. And I feel like I just added that for our guys. So I apologize.
He wrote that. So
he wrote that on the notes app.
Yeah, I respect that. So shout out to I think I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he was wrong for his comments. And at the end of the year, the leader of the team, you're the quarterback. So maybe some, post-game words is going to fire the team up. So I'm not mad at Tua. To me, it's kind of salty. He issued an apology. But also, it's the day and age we are in, Dills. You
got to apologize. People are soft.
Yeah. Remember, people, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Just remember that.
Brian Callahan, though, honestly, now, do I think he deserved to be fired? It sucks because I never want to see a man with a family get fired and, uproot his whole family. So on that, on a personal level, that does suck. Now, did he deserve to get fired? Yes. He was terrible. 3-20 ATS. That's just remarkably bad. Will he ever get another job? I think that's a legitimate question. He probably will.
A coordinator.
Yeah, coordinator. I don't know if he can get a head coaching job. I'll leave it to you. I think it was the perfect time to fire him because they didn't want to bring in and face Mike Vrabel. He already has more wins with the Patriots than Brian Callahan does in his career in Tennessee. Elvis, maybe they shouldn't have fired Mike Vrabel.
No shit. Mike Vrabel's he's a former coach of the year. Why would he fire a coach of the year who took you to an AFC championship game and also was up double digits in that AFC championship game? People forget. Ryan Tannehill was up double digits against the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC championship game. So shout out Derrick Henry. What a wild year that year. But do they regret firing Mike Vrabel? Absolutely. What is the perfect time to fire Callahan? Yeah, it's just because the fact that you fire Mike Vrabel now, he's first place in his division. He's looking like a high coach candidate right now. Well, not candidate, just like a high coach overall. And you let that guy go. Now he's about to come into your building as a 7-point dog, and you have arguably the worst coach in football right now. I think to me, it was a bad timing firing. Like I said, I would have waited a couple weeks. To me, every coach deserves at least.
But when you got the update, be honest, were you generally surprised though?
Absolutely not. The only thing I could say is I think they should have gave the man a couple more weeks. But at the end of the day, we knew and we know what the Tennessee Titans are. Like, the quarterback knows what the Titans are. They're ass still. So, yes, I did think McDaniels was going to be fired first just because expectations. With Tennessee, I didn't really have expectations for Tennessee. Last year I did. And more, he proved me wrong. So, it sucks. I think Callahan will get a coordinator job down the road, absolutely. But did he just? I agree with you. Did he deserve to be fired just off his coaching performance? Yes.
We got a great nugget here from Adam. He goes, the last 4 quarterbacks taken 1 overall, I've seen their head coaching fired during the rookie season. That's in a 5-year span. That is Cam Ward, Caleb Williams with the Bears in 2024, Bryce Young in Carolina, and Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville Jaguars.
What? Was he? Yeah.
Urban Myers.
Was he? Damn, he did.
Look at legend.
Yeah. Legend. Yeah, he did. I forgot.
Well, in Ohio State, not a legend in the NFL. But
it doesn't matter. If you're a legend, you're a legend.
No, he is a legend. I guess were we wrong on Will Levis? Was it actually Brian Callahan?
Now we got to see. If I'm Will Levis' agent, I'm trying to go either to San Francisco as a backup, Minnesota as a backup, because, hey, there's a small chance somebody can find a diamond in the rough with Will Levis. Who knows? We're going to find out. Shit, if Cam Ward in that offense look live this Sunday against the Pats still, we know it was Callahan.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be interesting to see.
He's going for his 5th win in his first year. And it's they're gonna get up. Mike Vrabel's gonna want to bring it.
Yeah, I kind of wish we weren't laying 7, just because I would.
It opened up 6.5. Money is coming in on you guys.
Yeah, absolutely, it should be. But I kind of
all right.
Relax.
Relax.
I wish it wasn't 7 because this is one of those. You know me. I wouldn't hesitate to lay a big number on the money line if it was just a little more down.
Yeah.
Just a little more down. So, but yeah, we should be 7-point favorites.
Yeah, no, I get that. All right, that's all the news I had, kid. Before we get to our power rankings, we got a quick word from our sponsor. We're brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market. Hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was celebrated with that remarkable taste. We flavor our tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks to just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an elderberry watching Thursday night football. It doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. I believe here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. Week 7 power rankings. Interesting because a lot of teams winded up losing this week.
Yeah.
I know you usually start, but I feel like I want to start this week here.
If Dylan wants to start, that means he has a bold statement for number 10.
No, so the reason I wanted to start was because I wanted to start at 12 because it was hard.
I agree with you. Real quick before I even start my list, still.
Yeah.
This was the hardest week to make a top 10 because even at number 2, I
Mhm.
was like, damn, because a lot of good teams lost, so I can't just leave them where they were at. Definitely,
It
I
was a
could
lot of moving around.
yeah, I could definitely go 12 too. I got two number 11 and number 12 could have easy put this. My number 11, number 12 might be your number 10, might be your number 9. Who knows?
Yeah.
But definitely could go 12 deep this week. I agree with that.
Well, usually I do the whole thing. Usually I do 32, and there's no surprise at 32 it's the Jets. But for 12, I put San Francisco there. It was a tough loss to the Buccaneers, but they're hurt, They're hurt right now, and they're just riddled with injuries at this point. Nick Bosa, you get Fred Warner leaving for the year as well. I did hear reports that George Kittle, Brock Purdy are practicing again, but they're just riddled with injury right now. 11, I almost put the Broncos at 10, but I couldn't. They barely beat the Jets.
Yeah.
They barely beat the Jets, so I did put them at 11. Defense has looked phenomenal. I'll say that. So probably a top 5 defense. Offensively, I've been worried about Denver's offense for a few weeks now. But at number 10, big win. They just continue to win. I know it's like, oh, it's the Browns, but divisional game. They took care of business. They're 4-1, and Aaron Rodgers has looked good. I got to give credit where it's due. So he doesn't have to do it alone. And the Steelers lead the league in average yards per catch. Average yards after catch per reception. So the yak 7.3, but they're also not really relying like how the Jets, they really kind of relied on Aaron Rodgers to kind of do it all, but they have a good run game. The defense is starting to come along a little bit. So yeah, I got Pittsburgh at number 10.
So if just because you did 12, I'm gonna go 12.
Yeah, do it.
At number 12, I got my New England Patriots. I almost wanted to put them in the top 10, but I couldn't. I like the way we're going. We did beat the Bills, but right now, is that win as impressive as it should be? I'm not sure about that. So I got my Patriots at 12, and I got Jacksonville Jaguars at number 11. Even though they lost, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are honestly a much better team than I thought. At number 10, even though they won,
Who's 11?
I just said the Jaguars.
Oh, Jags. Okay.
Patriots 12, Steelers 13. So I'll give you 13.
Okay.
Right? At number 10, this team just won, and I knocked them down. Usually I don't knock down teams from winning, but they were an impressive defense. After a bye week, they didn't come out as good as I expected them to. At number 10, give me the Green Bay Packers. I do have some expectations for this team, but what I saw Sunday on prime time 4 o'clock window wasn't that impressive to me. You had Joe Flacco come in and had the playbook for about 3 days. In the second half, he was live. He looked good. I was surprised how well we thought about that defense, how they played for the first couple of weeks of the season. Joe Flacco did, I'm not going to say damage, but he looked okay in the second half. To me, if the Packers, or if you wanted to be higher than 10, you should have not made Joe Flacco look decent. That's all I'm saying. For now, I do like them, but I'm not loving them. Give me the Packers at 10.
Huge week and a huge win Sunday Night Football. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs back to 500. And I really don't think the offensive line is the issue anymore. For so long we said the offensive line has really been an issue for this team. They wind up signing left tackle Jalen Moore in free agency. They get the rookie out of the Ohio State, Josh Simmons. They also moved Kingsley to left guard to replace Joe Dunley. So they made some moves, and honestly, the offensive line has been good for the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. They're getting healthy. Rashid Rice comes back this week. I like what I'm seeing, and I think they're just going to get better. So, yeah, give me the Kansas City Chiefs at number 9.
At number 9, give me the Buffalo Bills. Lost 2 straight.
Wow.
I still like them, but you lost 2 straight. You turned the ball over multiple times on a tough Monday night stage. In my opinion, you're better than Atlanta. There's no reason why Atlanta beat you by double digits. To me, that was an embarrassing loss. I think they'll be just fine heading into the bye week now. But I had them knock them down. I think 6 spots. So give me the Buffalo Bills at number 9 for now.
At number 8, give me the Green Bay Packers. I had to put them back in my top 10 because they are in first place. My list would not be like legitimate if I feel like I didn't put them in. Even though I don't think they're that good, they're playing with fire, I feel like. And yes, they beat the Bengals 27-18, but the Packers are the only team in the NFL that has held double-digit lead in every game this season. But in the past 3 games, those leads were not safe. They blew a 10-0 lead advantage. They lost to the Browns 13-10. They were up 13-0 against the Cowboys. They ended up in a 40-40 tie. And in the latest game, they saw a 14-point second-half lead cut to just 6 points against the Bengals. So they're living on the edge right now, I think, the Green Bay Packers. They need to clean some things up. I think they're a good team, but a week off and Micah Parsons got no pressure on Joe Flacco. That's worrisome for me. So they're all right. I had to put them back in my top 10, though.
At number 8, even with a tough loss, I'm still very high on this team. Give the San Francisco 49ers at number 8. I do agree with you. They're dealing with a lot of injuries now on the defensive side of the ball as much as the offensive side. So that worries me a little bit. The fact that your best 2 defensive players are out for the remainder of the season, that's a big question mark. But I still think they got an easy schedule now. You got George Kittle returning back to practice. You got Piercy returning back to practice. You got Brock Purdy coming back to practice. So if the offense could get healthy, I still like this team a lot. Yes, I'm a little worried how the defense is going to look without 2 all pros. Let's just be honest. But I still got faith in Kyle Shanahan. Still got the ticket at plus 2,000 on Coach of the Year. I think he can still pull one out of his butt. They'll give me the 49ers at 8.
At number 7, give me the Seattle Seahawks. Big win. And Sam Darnold has looked amazing. He's looked like a top 5, top 6 quarterback, especially on the road. And I know a lot of people last year, they were counting out the rookie, first-round pick defensive tackle Brian Murphy. I mean, he got drafted last year, 16 overall, and he didn't really have the best season. He finished with like a half a sack and 2 tackle for losses last year in 14 games. But I think he's really made this second-year jump. 7 pressures. He has 2 sacks already on Sunday. So he has a team high 4.5 sacks through 6 games, and he's playing alongside DeMarcus Lawrence, and they could really stop the run. I think in the back their secondary is banged up a little bit, but I think that front 7, if they're able to stop the run and play the field position game, I think Sam Darnold's been so good. And JSN, sneakily, he's probably been one of the best receivers in the league this year. So offensive player of the year, he's a sneaky pick as well. So yeah, give me Seattle at number 7.
At number 7, give me the Philadelphia Eagles, another team that lost 2 straight. They're just so talented. Though it's hard to knock them down as much as I did, and I knocked them down to 7. Don't get me wrong. The only thing that's really concerning to me is the offense. I think defensively, I think they'll be just fine. Let's be honest. When healthy, they're loaded defensively. Offensive, now you're getting some injuries on the offensive line. Jalen Hurts in that passing game has been struggling. It's been on and off, mostly off throughout this season. Do I think they could turn it around? Absolutely. So for now, give me the Philadelphia Eagles at 7. I'm not going to hit the panic button. No Eagles fan should hit the panic button. But eventually, and hopefully sooner than later, this offense needs to start clicking.
At number 6, give me the Los Angeles Rams. They needed to do what they had to do. They beat the Ravens 17-13, and I think they need to figure out the kicking issues. If they really want to be Super Bowl contenders, the protection on special teams have led to 4 block kicks, and they're dealing with kicking woes. I think the guy's Cannery or Joshua Cattery. He missed a 26-yard field goal in the first quarter last week. And the protection, I don't know what's going on, but they've got to make that kick. They ended up missing a kick, ended up missing a second one, not very clean. It ended up wide right as well. I don't know if it's a snap issue, but the Rams have had 2 extra points blocks this season, which is as many as the rest of the league combined. So I don't know. They got to clean some things up. I think they're a good team, but I think they need to clean up some protection. Thankfully, Puka Nakua is not too hurt. It was just a little ankle sprain. I think he'll be fine. But yeah, 4-2. I do have the Rams at 6.
First time we aligned, Dill. Give me the Los Angeles Rams at number 6. Just a piggyback of everything you were saying. Um, I think Puka Nakua and Devontae Adams has been a special dual threat so far this season. Kern Williams got that dog in him, and we both said it in the preseason. If Matthew Stafford stays healthy, this Rams team are a contender. If Matthew Stafford is healthy, the Rams are a contender, and I think they're just that. Give me the Rams at number 6.
Adam goes, a couple of weeks ago, I kind of questioned why Elvis didn't have the Ravens on his top 10. You were a week ahead of me.
Now for nine, a lot of people were like, "Oh,
a lot."
You understand? I took a lot of heat early on.
You
and
did.
Was like, just watch. I was like, just watch. I see something. Defense was awful.
Kid, you got a lot of heat in our group chat as well.
Yeah, but now look.
Where are they?
Crickets.
You know your word. It's funny. Number 5, give me the Philadelphia Eagles. I know, tough loss to the Giants on Thursday night. Repeating as Super Bowl champs is hard. The offensive line is banged up. They're not performing, and which is why you see Saquon Barkley having a down year, quote unquote. So it's kind of a ripple effect. AJ Brown is not happy with his production. The defense lost several players. The defense looks vulnerable. I question Vic Fangio sometimes. I think they'll figure it out. They're playing a first place schedule as well, and they have one of the most difficult schedules in the league. So you add all that up, and teams are always going to go out and give you your best. You're the reigning champs. They're 4-2. Like you said with the Bills, everyone needs to relax. I think they'll be fine. It's a bad loss, but Sirianni actually hasn't had a good stat versus the Giants in his tenure in Philadelphia. So for whatever reason that is, I do not know why, but I think they'll be just fine. Jalen Hurts will start to play better. Hopefully they get a little healthy, and I think they'll be fine. But yeah, give me the Eagles at number 5.
At number 5, new number 5. I'm surprised I got him this high. Give me the Seattle Seahawks at number 5. Though I had to come around, I had to put them this high. Call me crazy, or you might say Elvis is a few weeks ahead. The defense, I think I got to give you credit because you called it early on. You said in the preseason, this defense is good enough to keep you in games. And if Sammy D could replicate his play from last year, he will be good enough to win you these games. And that's exactly what's going on, Dill. I love what I'm seeing from the Seattle team. I'm going to be honest. Sammy D's for real. Like you said, I'm not saying he's top 5, people, but you cannot deny he's playing like a top 5 quarterback. 2 seasons in a row, Sammy D has been the top 10 quarterback. There's no denying that, people. It's kind of crazy to say, but you got to agree with it. You can't be blind. McDonald got the boys going. That defense is flying. I like the combo with Kenneth Walker and Chardonnay. Like you say, Jackson Smith-Njigba. Dude, I know that I was for now the Chicago. These Ohio State wide receivers with their names, but bro from Tampa.
Emeka Ibuka.
Yeah, Ibuka. And
you sound like Gronk. Did you hear Gronk tried to pronounce
it? Yeah. It's like Ante Antetokounmpo with the Bucks. The fact that these guys back-to-back seasons, they might be the best 2 wide receivers in football right now. Yeah. I'm not denying it. So I love everything I'm seeing from this Seattle team. Give me Seattle at number 5.
At number 4, give me the Buffalo Bills. Tough loss to the Falcons. I think this team, we were talking about identity when we were talking about them on Monday night against the Falcons, but I feel like coming into this year, they had a lot of hype. Obviously reigning MVP Josh Allen, another big year, but I feel like this team has a lot to learn about itself. Sean McDermott, coach, but if anything has been clear for this team through 6 games, they're 4-2. It's that there are some major questions I feel like that really need to be answered if they really want to run at a Super Bowl title to get over that hump. Is the defense talented enough to put together complete games? I think that's a major question for this team. Is there enough talent at the wide receiver position for Josh Allen to get down the field? There are limitations on those two sides. Even in the wins, I feel like there's work to be done. And I feel like just because Josh Allen is so fucking good, he kind of covers up the problems a little bit. I think that's a very major issue. I like them, and I think they're high because I'm so high on Josh Allen, but I think defense needs to get healthy, and I think they need to put together consistently complete games, and I think they need to go and get a wide receiver. They need to get Josh Allen help.
Yeah, I agree. Remember, let's not forget down the stretch last year they got Amari Cooper.
He's washed.
No. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
At least last year they tried, so hopefully they make that move.
But they need a guy that's a true number one.
Yeah,
they need to go and get an AJ Brown.
Yeah, not somebody that's washed. They need to get an AJ Brown. They need to get a true number one wide receiver. At number 4, give me the Indianapolis Colts. Give me Indiana Jones still. This Indianapolis teams just keep winning games. Not for nothing. They might have had the toughest battle this past week against Jacoby Brissett. 2-time Super Bowl champ. Maybe 3-time Super Bowl champ. So, first of all, give credit. Jacoby Brissett, I think, played one hell of a game. But Daniel Jones in that offense kept finding. Jonathan Taylor might be the best running back in football right now. And then defensively, they're in the middle of the pack. They're right there. So, I like what they're doing defensively. Then offensively, Daniel Jones can just keep it up. I still think they got enough weapons on the outside. Like you said, Tyler Warren playing like the best tight end in football. Michael Pittman Jr., Joshua Downs. Even though he fumbled on that touchdown a couple of weeks ago, I still like Adrian Mitchell. Hopefully he gets more touches as well. They got Pierce. Still, watch out. So far, so great. Give me the Indianapolis Colts at 4.
Tyler Warren's been amazing now since Ibuka is hurt. Watch out for Tyler Warren, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And surprisingly, I just looked it up. Jacoby Brissett has not won any championships in his career.
Either?
No.
He wasn't a backup in
2018, he was with the Colts.
He was the starter at that.
Yeah, he was the starter from 2017 to 2020.
I thought he was our backup in 2018. Wow, he's not a Super Bowl champ.
No Super Bowl champ.
Damn shame.
He was with the New England Patriots in 2016 and 2024. It's a damn shame.
Did we win it? No, we lost.
No, he didn't win in 2016. Yeah, it was
2017. We lost to the Eagles.
Yeah. What could have been, but yeah, I agree. I got the Colts at number 3. I got them one up, but yeah, I got Colts at 3. Yeah, probably the toughest win for them last week against the Cardinals, 31-27. They were right about Daniel Jones. I mean, he's come a long way, and I feel like the Colts have come a long way. You know, obviously they're playing I don't want to rain on their parade. They're playing an easier schedule, but it's impossible to ignore what Daniel Jones has done since being handed the starting job in the first season with Indianapolis. You know, he beat out Anthony Richardson, which we got that at plus money, by the way. But he leads the NFL in QBR, 79.9. He's third in completion percentage at 71.7. He's versatile. He's tough. And only Jalen Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles has more than Daniel Jones rushing touchdowns. Daniel Jones has 4. Jalen Hurts has 5. He's doing it all. It's impossible to ignore what Daniel Jones has done. I cannot call him Daniel Jones anymore. He is Danny Dimes. He's earned it.
I'll call it Indiana Jones, but Danny Dimes might be next. At number 3, give me the Detroit Lions. Tough loss against the Chiefs might be back. So tough loss on the Lions. I still like them. I still like their chances, though. You can make the case it might be the Bucks too, but you know I still like their chances in the NFC. Jared Goff still like that. I still like Jared Goff. I think Amon St. Brown in that running game just got shut down. You know, so give credit to the Chiefs defense for shutting down a great offense. I think the Lions will be just fine. I think Dan Campbell still got some tricks up his sleeve. The offense will be just fine, people. Give me the Lions at number 3.
At number 2, give me the Detroit Lions. I mean, who I guess I think they'll be fine offensively. It's a tough place to play. They're going against arguably one of the best defensive coordinators I've seen in my lifetime, is Steve Spagnuolo, future Hall of Famer. I think one thing I've really liked from Detroit watching them this season, Aiden Hutchinson, he's returned to like an elite pass rusher. Coming off that broken leg in 2024, but he's picked off right where he left off last year. You know, he set a single season team record by producing at least 1 sack in 5 consecutive games, in addition to another franchise mark of 4 straight games with a forced fumble. He has 24 pressures and is also the most in the NFL as well. He's being a ruckus in the backfield this year, and coming off that broken leg, we had questions. We were like, how does Aiden Hutchinson going to be? He's been one of the best pass rushers in the league. So I love to see that, a little positive for Detroit. I think they'll be just fine. I got them at number 2.
At number 2, I know some people might be like, I got this team a little higher than probably most people, but they just beat my number 1 rated team in the NFL. And then when I first initially put them in my top 10, I started looking up the list, and I was like, they're better than this team. 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 If you match them up every week, this upcoming Sunday, I think they'll beat every team in my top 10 but the number 1 team. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs.
Wow.
At number 2. I can't deny it. You know, how well they look. Beating the Detroit Lions by 13. Now you're getting their best offensive weapon back. You just said it. Their defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo just shut down the number 1 offense in all of football. Now, Patrick Mahomes just had his best, cleanest game of the season. They ran the ball pretty well. Now you get Rashid Rice back. Watch out, the Kansas City Chiefs might be back, and they might start rolling. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs at number 2.
I'm honestly very surprised. Honestly, I haven't been surprised in most of your rankings, but that one surprised me. I didn't expect a big jump like that. I get it. They beat your number 1 team. I get it. That's why I had to put them back in my top 10, but I didn't think they were going to jump all the way to 2.
Just match them up against everybody.
No, I get that. But at the end of the day, I think for me, like, I agree. I still think they're better than Buffalo, the Colts, Eagles, Green Bay, the Rams. I agree.
Yeah. That's what
but I think 2 things could be true. At the end of the day, they are still 3-3. And like we said earlier in the show, at any given Sunday, this team could lose. So at number 1, and I think we obviously maybe another surprise, but I think we have the same number 1. It has to be Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, Baker Mayfield, if you didn't get an MVP a few weeks ago, the value's all gone. I mean, he is just a dog. And I think the Bucs are far better equipped to weather all the injuries that they've had. You know, the Bucs lost 3 games last season without Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. And yet the past 2 weeks, Baker Mayfield and this defense have pulled off back-to-back victories without both of those receivers. And they played without Emeka Egbuka for 3 quarters. So I don't know. I think Baker Mayfield, man, he has just been so good. You know, they were down to their 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th wide receivers, and to whom 2 of them scored their first touchdown in the NFL. And the defense, I love Todd Bowles, what he's been able to do with the defense as well. 5-1, they're the best team in the league. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, just to echo everything you just said, Bill. Give me the Bucs at number 1, and I think Baker Mayfield, you know, definitely putting up an MVP caliber season. And like I said on Sunday's recap, I think we saw the play of the year from Baker Mayfield on that 3rd and 14 with that 15-yard run, making plays happen. Like you said, no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin, no Ibuka, and he's still able to win the game. Shout out to Ted Johnson, like I said, catching that deep ball with an amazing flip. No Bucky Irving as well. So you're down your starting running back. You're down your top 3 wide receivers, and you go out there and you show up and you show out. I think another 30-point game as well. We saw him going to Seattle last week, pull one off his hat as well. Baker Mayfield's been playing like the best quarterback in football, and right now the Tampa Bay Bucs is the best team in football.
Yeah, was surprised to say that. We had the division; they were even money to win the division.
Oh, I was surprised by that. Like, what did people think? Carolina was gonna like?
Hey, 3-3.
Are they
watch.
alive for the division though?
I saw a book or someone put it on Twitter. They were like, Carolina 18-1 right now to win the South. Maybe if that's your prerogative, but Adam has Seattle and Chiefs to win their division at plus 855 right now.
I like that.
I like that. I think
Yeah.
that's Chiefs are getting better, and Seattle. We talk about their defense. They could hold teams, man.
I don't get me wrong. I do like the Rams, and not for nothing. I think San Francisco. Yes, they're dealing with a lot of injuries, but you got to remember they have the easiest schedule in all of football. So, I think San Francisco could, win a lot of games due to the strength of schedule. But I think there's no doubt in my mind. I got Seattle right now at 5. I got the Niners, I think, at 8, and I think the Rams at 6. So right now, in my opinion, Seattle's the best team in the division, but things could change.
Yeah, and I still like the Chiefs over everyone. I like them over the Broncos. Chargers are hurt. Can't believe they didn't cover over the weekend. That got me mad.
I went what 8-5. I think 9-5, 8-5. I could have went 10-4.
Yeah, honestly they didn't even deserve to win the game. If I'm being honest,
no, they didn't. They didn't.
Yeah. All right, kid. Let's start week 7. Excuse me, week 7. And we will start in, I almost said Jacksonville, Cincinnati. The Bengals hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers laying 5.5 here on the road, minus 240 on the money line, plus 198 for the Bengals. Total is 44.5. How are we playing this one, kid? We'll start with the side.
I kind of do lean the under. Don't get me wrong. It's Joe Flacco. He's been in the system for a full week now. So, I think that's a plus. Let's not forget, people, coming off a short week, both these quarterbacks combined age is 81 years old. Coming off a short week, I don't expect both of them to light it up. Can one of them light it up? Maybe. So I kind of lean the under 44.5 on the points still. And then for the side, you might look at me sideways still. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals plus 5.5. Wow. I think this is I'm not gonna say it's a trap game, but
might be a letdown spot.
Yeah, it might be a letdown spot. Thursday night stage, divisional matchup. I think Joe Flacco, we saw him in the second half, able to move the ball. And I think Cincinnati's offense is going to be able to move the ball on that defense still. Yes, that defense has looked better as of late, but let's not forget, even the Jets put up 30 points on them. Even Justin Fields threw for over 300 yards. I think Joe Flacco will be able to throw for over 200, and T. Higgins and Jamar Chase could make some plays. Hey, maybe even Chase Brown gets involved a little bit. Don't get me wrong. There's no doubt in my mind the Pittsburgh Steelers are the better team. They should be able to cover this, but I'm not going to bet it. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals plus 5.5 at home.
Yeah, it might be a letdown spot here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's why I put them in a teaser. It's not my official teaser of the week, but I did like the Steelers down to plus 0.5. New England down from 7-1, and Green Bay from 6.5 to just 0.5. So 3-way teaser at plus 140. I do think Pittsburgh should win this game. I think the defense is playing better, and I think Aaron Rodgers will be able to light up that secondary. And I just worry, yes, it's another week for Joe Flacco, but TJ Watt, I think they're going to be able to get to him eventually. Like, I know second half, Joe Flacco woke up and realized, oh shit, I have T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Like, I could just throw them the ball. So I think they should wind up doing that a little more in this game. But anything for the total real quick?
Yeah. I lean the under.
Okay.
Like I said, combined quarterback age, starting quarterbacks is 81 years old. They both played on Sunday. I don't expect fireworks from either side. Maybe, like I said, maybe Aaron Rodgers in that offense could keep it rolling, but if they could slow down DK in the running game, it's gonna get interesting. And then, like I said, on the opposite side with Cincinnati, they do have arguably the best duo in football in T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. So if they're able to establish the run themselves, play action off that, get one-on-one with T. Higgins or Jamar Chase down the field, hey, maybe that could lead to something. So I do like the under there. I just don't expect fireworks from both quarterbacks.
All right.
think it's tough.
And that's gonna lead us to our prop of the week or prop of the show, and that is presented by Props.Cash, the best way to research your player props. Elvis and I have been using Props.Cash for 2 years now, and it's helped us find an edge on several player prop markets on the web or in the Props.Cash app. You'll get quick visual data on player trends, matchup history, and recent performance across every major sport. Clean, reliable stats that make it easy to spot value. Plans start at just $19.99 a month. And right now, you can get 25% off your first month with code DREAM25. That is DREAM. 25. So download the app now, not now, but right now, and sign up with the monthly subscription. Use code DREAM25, and you'll be paying just $14.99 your first month. Level up your props research today at Props.Cash. Kid, you've hit your prop for a few shows now. Let's keep the trend growing. What do you got here for Thursday night?
Yeah, shockingly been a little hot. We started off like brick code, real brick code. Going back to the well, they'll like I said, I think Joe Flacco in this offense is gonna be able to move the ball. In my opinion, they should be playing from behind, so they're gonna need to throw the ball. Give me T Higgins over 46 and a half receiving yards at minus 115. Like I said, I think most of the attentions will be on Jamar Chase. I think T. Higgins is going to be able to win his one-on-one matchups. I think Jalen Ramsey is going to be on Chase, and I think T. Higgins, like I said, is going to be able to win his matchup. So if they're able to establish any type of running game, I think he goes well over this number just because they're going to have to load up the box just a little bit, even with Joe Flacco, and I think T. Higgins will be able to take advantage. So it's going to be interesting if they can, but I do like T. Higgins, though. He went over this number last week. I expect him to go over this number again as well. Give me over 46 and a half for T. Higgins.
Yeah, I'm going to go Joe Flacco. I feel like the number is just extremely low. Pass completions, 22 and a half. I see 23s out there, so shop around. Even at 23, I like it. I just find this number extremely low. You mentioned they're going to be playing from behind, we presume. So they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. I think they're going to dump it a lot. And I think, like I said earlier, he found out that he has Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. So I think he's just going to force feed them early on in the game. So he had 29 completions last week against Green Bay. Only 2 weeks he didn't hit this were against Green Bay when he was with the Browns and against Detroit. First two games, Cincinnati, he had 31, and Baltimore, he had 25. He's already done it against this team. So, against this team, but you know what I mean? I just think that this matchup, I think, really favors Joe Flacco. 22 and a half pass completions, I think, is a hammer. I like that play a lot. Any other props that you were kind of feeling, or that was the only one?
I do like Jaron Warren anytime touchdown. I think at
Okay.
minus 120.
Nice.
But I do like T. Higgins over more. But I think Warren is live for a touchdown minus 120. Kind of like the number as well.
Yeah, I'm seeing honestly like Kenny Gainwell as well. Anytime touchdown, they've been using that 2-back set between him and Jalen Warren as well. I was looking at Jalen Warren receiving yards. I think that was around 19 and a half.
Yeah, I saw 18 and a half.
18 exactly. So I was kind of looking at that as well. So we'll see, but should be a really good game on primetime Thursday night football. Steelers and the Bengals. Kid, let's get to the NBA. I feel like we haven't talked NBA in a while recently, but before we get it, yeah.
Let's start it off real quick, though, before we get into plays. I don't know if you was going to mention it. Shout out Russell Westbrook.
I was literally going to do it. Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to start it off.
Yeah, of course.
Go ahead.
Nine-time All-Star. And honestly, I think it was egregious that they waited this long to sign him. It's a 1 year, obviously, veteran minimum, but 1 year, $3.6 million deal. You know, he has a good relationship with Sabonis, DeMar, Zach LaVine. He has history with Dennis Schroeder, and he provides depth in that backcourt for Sacramento. So I'm happy. 18th year in the league, which is crazy. Former MVP of the league. I'm happy for us. I think the NBA is better when Russell Westbrook is playing.
Yeah, I think it's a great signing for the Kings just because there's a buy low, high risk, high reward type of low risk, high reward type of pickup. Just because we know Russ, even this is his 18th season deal, he's gonna be locked and loaded, ready to give his all 110% every given night. And like you said, now it just adds a little more depth to this already solid Kings team, in my opinion. So now he's gonna back up Dennis Schroeder, Zach LaVine and company. I like it, and like you said, I'm kind of surprised it took this long to get Russ signed. I think he did have an offer from China for about like 15 to 20 million dollars. So he's probably waiting for the
You're
last
not
second.
trying to do that.
He's not trying to do that deal. So I'm glad the NBA team was able to come around and give Russ a chance.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. And it's crazy. I know he's like very passionate, but in 75 games, he with the Denver Nuggets, he started for 36. He averaged 13.3 points per game, 6.1 assists, almost 5 rebounds a game, shot 44% from the field, 52% on 2-pointers. So it's probably one of the best seasons of his career outside averaging the triple doubles. But I think coming off the bench, I think this is good for Russell Westbrook as well. So yeah, I love the signing. I think it adds a little depth. 18th year in the league, man, we're fucking old. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But all right, okay, let's get to the Western Conference. Win totals, teams to make the play in, playoffs, divisional winners. Well, what are we feeling here away? We're less than a week away from opening night.
So it's a lot. You want me to just run them off, or you
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to?
run off whatever you got. I have a few that I'll say as well.
All right, Dale. Let's start off. Where should I start? Let's start. You know what? Let's start with the defending champs.
Mm.
With the OKC Thunder. Let's just be honest. Dale. It pays me to say this, but they deserve to be the favorites to run it back. I think they're plus 200. They're plus 130 to win the West. I like them to win the West. To win the division minus 370. To be honest, that's a lock. That's a lock, people. And to go over 62 and a half wins at minus 110,
That's a lot.
that's a lot. But people, let's not forget, I think last season they had over 50 wins of just double digits. Let me repeat that. They had 50 plus wins of just of double digit wins. Not just regular season, double digit wins. So I think they'll go over 62 and a half. And it's crazy to say that. There's no doubt that what Oklahoma City built is special, and it might just be the start of a dynasty deal. So give me the Thunder to win the West at plus 130. I don't want to say they're gonna run it back, but I do like their chances. And not for none, give me over 62 and a half wins at minus 110.
Yeah, I took the over 62 and a half as well. I was trying to bait you, but yeah, they're too young. They're just a wagon. And the entire culture that they're bringing in with SGA and everyone is just bringing about the right work ethic every single day, which I don't think they're fooling around anymore. They want this team is just a machine. So I am expecting some defensive regression, but not enough to make this like a meaningful difference where they're gonna go under. So they're gonna win 65 games. Like they are just that fucking good. So yeah, I agree. And give me the Thunder over 62 and a half wins.
And let's go to the Pacific division. I think this is gonna be the hardest division to pick. You got the Clippers, Warriors, Lakers. Even sprinkle the Kings in there if you want to. Call me crazy. Let's not forget this is the regular season. Give me the Clippers to win the division at plus 130.
Wow.
Give me Clippers over 49 and a half at minus 114. Still, we're not talking playoffs. We're not talking playoffs, though. We're talking regular season. Do I expect the Clippers to be slightly healthier than the Los Angeles Lakers? I think so. Do I expect the Clippers to be a little more healthier than the Golden State Warriors? I definitely believe so. I think they could just be good enough to win the division, be a top four, maybe top five seed in the West. Do I expect them to make any noise come playoff time? Maybe win a round. Other than that, not much still. But for the regular season, give me the Clippers to win the division at plus 130. I do like Golden State. A little more than the Lakers to win the division at plus 200. The Lakers are a good choice still, but LeBron's already gonna be out for the start of the season. Not sure how long that's gonna take. It's gonna be. It does look like Luka looking real good, looking real fit. It's interesting how he's gonna be full year with the Los Angeles Lakers, and to start without LeBron. So for the division, Pacific Division winner, give me the Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah, I like that. Another one I had, and this is kind of just a lean. Spurs under 44.5. This team was bad defensively last year, even before Wembanyama went down. And yes, he looks great. He looks better than ever, but I feel like there's a good chance that the Spurs just don't have enough around him. I'm not sold on any of their wings. Yeah, they got the Aaron Fox, but I just don't know what the Spurs are going to be great at besides, oh, we got Wembanyama. Outside of that, I don't know if that will be enough. So I'm kind of off on the Spurs until I see it. I feel like a low number, Sacramento Kings over 35.5. I feel like this number is soft, but Sabonis, I know there's rumors he might seek a trade. King and Murray, he's out to start the year. Maybe that's going to hurt him, but the big offseason addition was Dennis Schroeder, and this isn't the FIBA. I like him. Dennis Schroeder is a champion, whether you want to admit it or not, but I just feel like this number is really low for a team that still has guys who can score. I think they could play around 500 basketball, despite trading De'Aaron Fox last year. So, yeah, I like the Kings over 35.5. I thought that was a good look. I thought the number was just extremely low. There was one more I had. Probably be the Rockets under 53.5, honestly.
Yeah. Now, I'm high on the Rockets, but let's not forget, I think, Fred VanVleet's out for the year or, long period of time. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of hype around this Rockets team, but 53.5 wins. I understand they had, 51, 52 last season.
Yeah.
They add Kevin Durant.
37, Achilles surgery 6 years ago. He's going to need nights off.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Do I think the Rockets are contenders? Absolutely. Do I think they're going to win 54 plus games? I think that's just a little too much. So I agree with you. Give me the under with the Rockets. I agree with you. They'll give me the Kings over 35.5 wins at plus 110. Don't get me wrong. I don't expect the Kings to be this or that, but would I be surprised if they're in the mix of things for a play-in team? No, I expect them to play around 500 basketball. Wouldn't be surprised come down the season. The Kings are around 38, 39 wins. So give me the Kings over 35 wins at plus 110. Yeah. Give me the Timberwolves over 49.5 wins at plus 100. Don't get me wrong. The West is loaded, but I'd be damned if the Timberwolves is not a 50-win team. I'm not saying they're going to be this and that. I'm not sure they're going to have the same success they had these last recent years. But I think regular season-wise, Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, and company, I think that's a 50-win team all day. And let's not forget, they have one of the best home crowd advantages in all the land. So give me Timberwolves at over 49.5 wins, plus 100. Still, this one you might not like. I kind of like, even though a lot of pieces, you could say one away. Well, two major pieces. One major piece. I think 31.5 win total is a little disrespectful.
On the Suns, I was thinking that
it's
too.
A little low, Dill. Give me the Suns over 31.5 at plus 114. This is the regular season. I think Devin Booker could average around 30 points a game. I think Jalen Green, he had a sour taste in his mouth during the playoffs last season. I think he's going to be in a little revenge spot. And hate him or love him, Dylan Brooks finds his way to get into the playoffs. Not saying they're going to make the playoffs, but I think Dylan Brooks is going to make some game-winning plays. He's going to play some game-winning defenses. He's going to hit some couple tough shots. He's going to miss a lot of shots, but he's also going to make a couple of threes. You can be like, damn, Dylan Brooks just made 5 threes tonight? Yes, he did. So give me the Suns over 31.5. One more that you might not love. Give me the Memphis Grizzlies over 39.5 wins at plus 100. I know you don't like it, Dill, but at the end, you still got John Morant. You still got Jackson the third. Don't get me wrong. They did trade away Desmond Bane. I think that would hurt them, but I still think this team is good enough to win 40 games. 40 games, maybe make the play-in 9th, 10th seed, something like that. But I think I could see 40 games if Ja's healthy from this Grizzlies team. Dallas Mavericks still.
Cooper, not
Flag.
Rusher. Cooper Flag's going to be this starting point guard.
He's gonna be the starting point guard. I thought D'Angelo Russell was gonna be the starting point guard. Till Kyrie returns. Not sure if Kyrie's gonna play at all this season. Now we have Anthony Davis. Going to be interested to see how long he misses. They're saying it's going to be a couple weeks. Who knows? I don't like the way this Mavs teams is starting already. The fact in the preseason, what, not even a full game, Anthony Davis is already hurt. Uh, if barring injury, I do like this Mavs team, but right now I think the win total is at 41.5.
Yeah, it's at 41.5. Over.
I do like the over deal, but how many? Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Davis plays. You taking the over 55 games he plays?
No.
So give me the under 41.5 wins.
That's
they're
fair.
Gonna lose some games with him.
Yeah, and that's why I'm kind of under on the Memphis side. You were talking about it. The injury history has been just too much for this team the last 3 years to feel good about, when it's gone bad. And fully healthy, I think they can go over this, but they may never be healthy again. And that's why I bet the under for Grizzly under 39.5. I understand it. I'm just extremely high on Cooper Flag, and I think they trust him. They're putting the ball literally in his hands game one. You got it. And I kind of agree. I've been saying it all offseason with you. Like, just think he's the real deal. Now, he has to obviously go out there and prove it. We will see. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I was thinking around 42, 43 games Anthony Davis plays this season.
Yeah, and my last one, I got two more, I'm sorry. Give me Golden State over 47.5 wins. Even though they're little old, you still Steve Curry, you still got Jimmy Butler, you still got, they did re-sign Jonathan Kuminga, you still got Steph Curry. I think if healthy, they're a 48 win, not maybe 50 win team. Still, like I said, I do like the Clippers and the Golden State Warriors in that division. And then my last one, this win total is a little high, but I said it during in the off season when free agency was happening. Denver Nuggets made a lot of good moves. I love almost every move the Denver Nuggets made. There's no doubt in my mind they got better as a team overall, and I think you would even agree. Give me the Nuggets over 53.5 wins. If Jamal Murray is healthy, this is another one I'm going to say. Do you think Jamal Murray plays 55-plus games? I hope too. If he does, I think they might compete with the OKC Thunder for the number 1 seed.
100%. I love them.
Yeah. Give me over 53.5 for the Denver Nuggets. I think they're live.
You could get 60-plus wins at plus 370. I think that's live as well. I think they can win 60 games. I think they're that good.
They look good.
All right, kid. Thank you, and we'll touch the Eastern Conference next show with any awards, most improved, sixth man of the year, whatever we got.
And then conference is wide open.
Is it?
It's wide. Still, let's be honest. It's the two top dogs.
Knicks
and Cavs. After that, Knicks. Let's just say, God forbid, I don't want to, but if Knicks, if one or two injuries happen for the Knicks or the Cavs, the East is wide open, Dill.
Should be really interesting. Cannot wait till the NBA is back.
I have a dark horse. I'm letting you know right now.
All right, I cannot wait for that. That's a little tease. For the live listeners, we got an MLB game tonight. I'm gonna take Seattle here. I just think I don't know what has happened to the Toronto's offense after that series with the Yankees. They've gone MIA. Not the biggest Shane Bieber fan as well. I think George Kirby has been really good. Minus 126, I think, is a very good price. So I do like Seattle to take a 3-0 lead here for Game 3. Anything you like here for Game 3 tonight?
I understand it's like the 3-0 deficit is impossible to come back. Shout out to 2004 Red Sox. I think you can't go down 3-0. If you're a Toronto Blue Jays, you can't go down 3-0. Yeah, if you go down 3-0 is a must win. I think tonight's a must win deal. Give me Toronto Blue Jays with their backs against the wall. Give me the Blue Jays plus 115. They go down tonight. You might as well pack tonight.
Yeah, it's over then.
Yeah.
All right, kid. Good luck. Enjoy the games. And we will see you guys on Friday. Peace.